Hey, Tim from Budget Bronco. I am back. And it's been a minute since my last video, but I've got more time on my hands and I'll tell you a little bit more about that story in a future video. But happy to be able to have the time to make some more videos. And this video I've actually been waiting 4.5 years to make. Because I was one of the first people to get a Bronco, certainly one of the bases, I think I was the first person ever to mount 285 75 16 size tires on the 16-inch Base Bronco wheels. And when I did that, a lot of people asked, like, hey, how are those tires going to wear? You know, these tires are only designed to be mounted on rims or wheels of 7.5 to 9 inches wide. And the base steelies are 7 inches wide. So they're not really designed for tires that narrow. And the speculation was, hey, will that create bulge that will cause the tires to wear unevenly, especially in the middle of the tire pattern where that bulge might occur. So now my Bronco's been through 30,000 miles, 5 tire rotations, the full 5 tire rotation around, including the spare, and I'm able to capture data to really analyze that hypothesis and investigate, will these tires still wear evenly when mounted on wheels that are slightly more narrow than they're designed for. So let's go. So this is my 5th tire change, and after this all of the tires will be back into their original position. I always do a 5-wheel change, going from the spare to the rear right to front right to rear left to front left to spare. So that's the change that I'll be doing today, and I'm going to do the tread measurement on each tire as it's going on to the position in which it started. This is my position 1 tire, the rear right, just came off the spare. I'll make 3 measurements across the tread, 1 from the inner side, 1 in the middle, 1 on the outer, and then I'll do that in 3 different places on the tire so we can get a good average of the 3. So here we go. Inner, that looks like 12. Middle, we'll call that 10.5. And outer, right there, looks like 12. All right, so that's our first position. We'll repeat that 2 more times. Inner, 12, let me get right there, 12, again, 12. Middle, that one looks like 10, 10.25, we'll call that. And outer, 12. One more position on the tire. That's a nice round 12. Middle here. 10.5. And outer, 12. Okay, so I'll repeat that process for all 5 tires, and then I'll put them in a spreadsheet and show you the results.
First, let me kind of frame the hypothesis of why we think tires might wear faster in the middle of the tread when you mount them on a smaller width rim. Imagine this tube here as a cross section of a tire. And down here at the bottom is where the tire mounts onto the rim. So if this is a properly mounted tire and you then force it onto a rim where the rim is a little more narrower, you can see what happens at the top up here. It's going to force the tire to flex upward a little bit. I'm obviously exaggerating this, And because it's forcing it upward here or bulging here, the idea is that the smaller width rim might result in more advanced tread wear in the center of the tire cross section. So we'll look at the data and test that. Let's dig into the data from all of these measurements. But first, a quick summary of the 5 tire rotations and just making sure that nothing kind of stands out in terms of any anomalies in tires getting more miles than others. So these are the number of miles in between all of my tire rotations from my first rotation through the 5th rotation. On average, about 6,000 miles in between changes, tire rotations, which is good. Just to keep everybody on the same page, these are the positions as I'm kind of nomenclating them. Position 1 and 2 on the right-hand side, position 3 and 4 on the left, with 5 being the spare. And if you look at each of those positions, these are the number of miles that each tire saw in the rear positions, 1 and 3, in the front positions, 2 and 4, as well as total miles on the road. So even though the vehicle has about 30,000 miles, each tire has only seen between 23 to 24/7 at the high. And looking at this data, I don't see anything that jumps out in terms of making big differences in the data in terms of tread measurements. Everything is within about 10%, 11.1% specifically, right? No tire has seen more time in the rear. No tire has seen abnormally high amounts in the front. No tire has seen more miles on the road, significantly more than others, right? Because that's spare, you're not getting any miles at all. Based on the fact that I kept my tire changes pretty consistently around 6,000, some a little bit less, some a little bit more. I think looking at this data as we get to the measurements next, I feel pretty good about the way that this all lays out. Now let's dig into the data. As we've discussed, the 5 tires and the position that they were just changed into, this is all of the data from those measurements. Each tire I measured on the inner part of the tread, the middle and the outer. I made each tire measurement 3 times just to have a greater set of data to draw from. Did that on all 5 tires. And if you look over here, this is the average of each of those measurements. So you can see pretty much right off the bat, the tread depth on the inner part of the tire and the outer part of the tire on average is a little bit greater than the tread in the middle, i.e. more wear in the middle of the tire, which would equate to a little bit of bulge happening. Down here, let's kind of specifically look at that. The average depth across all of those measurements, inner, middle, outer, running around 11.5-ish on average. In fact, yeah, 11.62 on average. Since these tires started at 16 30 seconds, all these numbers are in 30 seconds. The wear is about 4.5 30 seconds. And this bulge calculation that I made is the average of the inner tread depth and the outer tread depth averaged together minus the middle tread depth. I'm equating that to a calculation I'm calling bulge. So to answer one big question, yes, these tires on the smaller than recommended rim width does result in a little bit of bulge and therefore greater wear on the middle of the tread on average of about 1.5 30 seconds of an inch. Is that significant? I think not. Not so much, certainly, that I wouldn't do this all over again. I consider that a pretty slight or insignificant difference, but one that we can now prove through data does in fact happen. Mounting these large tires on the smaller rim results in bulge and a little bit faster wear on the middle of the tire. And the final thing I can do with this data is start to make some projections on how long these tires will last. Made these data measurements at just under 30,000 miles, and the tire with the most amount of wear having the least amount of tread in the middle of the tire, because that's where it's wearing fastest, has only 10 30-seconds of tread at 30,000 miles, which equates to 6 30-seconds of wear since they started at 16. And if you do the math, that's just a teeny tiny over 1 32nd of wear per 5,000 miles. So I can then project, just assuming a linear amount of wear per mile or 5,000 miles, which is reasonable to expect, that will be wearing at about 1 32nd per 5,000 miles, a little bit more. That's why we go from 7, 8 to 9. It starts to creep up a little bit higher than 10, 11 here. And based on the starting point of 16, what my tread depth will be at 35,000 miles, 40,000 miles, 45,000 miles, etc. I think most people would probably think hard about changing the tread as it decreases down and down and down, probably right at about 4 30-seconds of tread depth. I think is a good, common, safe place to get new tires. And based on that projection, that will happen at 60,000 miles. I'll tell you what, I would be super happy, even with the faster wear happening in the middle of the tread with the bulge that I just discussed. If I get 60,000 miles out of these tires, I would be very happy. And it looks like that's what I'm projected to achieve based on the wear rate so far.
Also, as a general update on these tires, I've been very happy with them. One thing I have noticed is they've kind of grayed on the sidewall a little bit. It's probably pretty normal. I don't use any products or whatsoever to try and keep them from graying or being shiny black. The white lettering is obviously faded a bit. I got some scuffs probably from where I had some curb rash or maybe rock or something. Also, the painting that I did in another video has held up extremely well. Like, they're obviously dirty, but no chips, no real scuffs. That has been kind of amazing. So overall, holding up really good. So there you have it, data that shows yes, these tires will wear slightly more aggressively in the center of the tread, but in my opinion, not so much that it's still not a really good option. And if I was doing it all over again, I would still make this choice. Also, these tires are wearing at a really good rate. I should be able to get 60,000 miles or so from them, and I think that makes them a really good investment. So that's it for today. Lots more videos to come. Appreciate y'all sticking with me, and thanks for watching.